Oh, hi. I'm a smart investor. I dare say that because I understand the cryptocurrency markets and I am up to date on every new development, fintech, and blockchain ecosystem. All because I watch the Inside Blockchain show on Crypto TV Plus. Every Monday morning, Crypto TV Plus brings you news headlines of top stories, interview with an expert, and give you detailed market analysis to enable you make the right business moves. Now you too can become a smart investor if you don't miss it. The Inside Blockchain Show, only on Crypto TV Plus.
Hello and welcome to the program. You're watching Inside Blockchain live on Crypto TV Plus. I am Tony Obiaju. Now, over the next 1 hour, we will be looking beyond the headlines by giving you key discussions on issues and trends affecting us in different ways. Now, we begin by bringing you the latest story making the rounds. After that, we look at a topic that captures the recent happenings in the crypto space, particularly the battle between Wall Street and Reddit's GameStop stock. Is Wall Street now on all streets? We will be discussing part 1 of crypto versus stocks with specific focus on cryptocurrency as the future of investing. Then we conclude the program by speaking with Ibubeleye Macdonald, as she shares her story on how trading crypto and Forex right there changed her life. Visa CEO says payments giants are set to introduce cryptocurrency trading on its network. Visa, one of the largest payments networks with usage at over 70 million merchant outlets worldwide, has expressed its interest to enter the crypto space and work directly with wallets and exchanges as an off and on-ramp service. In an earnings call with analyst, Kelly, who is also chairman of the firm, explains that there is no reason for not to add cryptos when these are increasingly becoming recognized means of exchange. Now, he further added that due to Visa's global presence, its partnership approach, as well as its trusted brand, the fintech giant is uniquely positioned to help make cryptocurrencies more safe, more useful, and applicable for payments. Now, when speaking on firm's plan for cryptocurrencies that will be viewed as digital gold, he said, and I quote, "Our strategy here is to work with wallets and exchanges to enable users to purchase these currencies using their Visa credentials or to cash out onto a Visa credential to make a fiat purchase at any of the 70 million merchants where Visas are accepted globally." Now, according to Kelly, this strategy will be similar to Visa's approach to connect closed loops such as Line Pay and Paytm. We now move to the discussion for today. Now, if you've been following the Wall Street, Robinhood, and GameStop story, you will get a sense of an ongoing battle between stocks and crypto. To give us insight into what transpired, the mechanics, impact, and way forward, I am joined by Daniele Mensi, president at Fusion XTX, and Raj Kapoor, who is the founder of India Blockchain Alliance. Now, Daniel joins us on Skype from Italy, while Raj joins from India. Good to have you, gentlemen, join me on the program. How are you doing this morning? Raj, what about you?
I'm good, and I'm so happy to be here with you guys. Wonderful. It's a wonderful experience.
Interesting. Now, let me just begin with you, Daniel. First, can you help us make sense, of what appears to be a battle between Wall Street bets, and Robinhood right there? How did we get here in the first place?
Happened in my life, and I'm 47 years old. So this means this is, in my view, it's way beyond what happened in 2008 with the subprime crisis. And probably you all watched the movie The Big Short. And this is, in my view, way bigger than what we used to. And in simple terms, then we can deep dive a little bit. this is a kind of a collision across between two planets. So one, which is kind of habitated by the Wall Street guys, the people that have been living in the financial world since let's say years, and the new world, which is the world which is populated by the retail people, the small guys like me and you, that somehow they collided. And what happened is in a platform, and this is not a joke, that is called Robinhood. And Robinhood is very known for robbing the rich to give to the poor.
Give to the poor.
This has been reversed. Okay? So this means the poor guy, so the retail, have created conditions, and I can explain, where the rich guys have lost because of the rules that were defined by themselves to kind of trick the system. Okay, that's in a simple terms. More in the detail level, without going too much in the detail, what happened is Wall Street guys, led by hedge funds, Melvin Capitals and others, they have been shorting that stock, GME and others. Shorting means to bet on a declining price of that stock. So for example, if the stock price today is 10 and I short at 5, this means what I'm doing is I'm borrowing stock at 10. I'm not owning, I'm borrowing, okay? So as I can buy back the stock at 5, okay? So as I can take a profit out of the difference between 10 and 5. And what these hedge fund guys have done, they have been shorting, betting on the decline in price. While the retail guys on a Reddit, on a social media platform, they have been telling retail people, buy, buy, buy. So as when these hedge fund guys were shorting the stocks and trying to buy back, they had to buy on a higher and higher and higher price. This is called the infinite loop. What happened is the fact that guys were shorting have forced them to buy at an even higher price. So at the end of the day, what happened is that the retail guys get richer, richer, and richer, and the rich guy were getting poorer and poorer and poorer. And we don't know what's going to happen this week.
I think that's a reverse strategy right there. Now, Raj, let me now come to you, coming out from what Daniel just said here. What does this actually, what does this mean for crypto? We saw the pump that happened, especially with Bitcoin and Dogecoin right there. I mean, as a result of this, let's call it a battle. So, how would you put this?
I would put this like basically. I like what Daniel said. He made it very simple for a lot of people. And my opinion is a lot of people. I'm talking from an Indian perspective as well. Perspective. We'll bring in the global perspective a little later. It's important to know how we feel here. For example, in India, of course, trading is not legal out here. Bitcoin trading and crypto trading is not legal out here. In fact, our systems here, as far as stocks and shares are concerned, are quite just like we have the story of the blind men and the elephant. The elephant in the room, or we can call it the elephant wherever, is the blind men. Each of them have a different point of view. Each of them, none of them can be right and none of them can be wrong because that's their point of view. Similarly, in the crypto space here, we feel that there is going to be a huge surge going forward, irrespective of what government's decisions come or don't come. Also, there are more than 10 million, in a country of 1.3 billion, such as big as ours, you have almost 10 million people trading in cryptos regularly. That's a big number. That's more than the population of several countries as well. Bottom line, you cannot wish away crypto. You cannot wish away. The only problems and the challenges which we face right now is the stock markets are established legacy. Crypto is new. It's just like a battle here now between the old and the new. And a lot of people, when I ask them, in fact, I do a lot of work in the blockchain space, yes. The first question is not about blockchain. It's always about crypto. Do I invest in so and so crypto? Do I invest in Bitcoin? Do I put in Ethereum, Litecoin, wherever? What are stable coins? These are the questions. We are still groping our way in India, and for that matter, in many, many countries. What's happened now is something which is bound to happen at some point of time. And this is going to be an inflection point in how people feel and people react to different forms of investment, right from whether it's gold, whether it is crypto, whether it's stocks and shares. So I think Daniel has hit a very nice point here when he said that this is now a battle of major forces. This battle is just started, not going to come out easy, but it's going to come out with a clear winner, that's for sure. That's my views from here.
Raj, you're saying that this battle is just getting started, and we're going to be seeing a whole lot unfold during this coming week. Now, Daniel, coming to you, in the middle of all this, right, leading crypto exchanges like Bittrex announced they would be listing every single stock delisted by Robinhood. Now, and they went on to do that. They eventually did. Is cryptocurrency the future of investing?
Well, I mean, in my humble views, it's not a future, it's the present. Because future is something that is going to happen, and I never predict what is going to happen because we don't know. But I can definitely tell it's an opportunity that is in front of us right now. People should start and getting into it. I'm not saying to buy Bitcoin. I'm not soliciting investment. I'm just saying that people should start educating. At the end, we are living in a place, we are living in a world where university, it's free to anyone, and it's called YouTube. You can get there, you can watch videos, educate yourself, start, being included in the system and see whether it works or not. Being very careful that when you put $1 into crypto, you can lose 100% of your capital. That's the rule. So instead of, that's my advice, not an investment advice, but it's much more behavioral advice, which is instead of thinking about how much you can gain, you have always to think about how much you can lose. And then having a kind of risk averse, or at least a risk conscious strategy. This is something that's very seldom is said. And even more, what is very, very key to emphasize here is that what we are observing right now is not, a very specific stock battle. It's not a very specific financial engineering rules that eventually has to be amended or changed. Here we are talking about two different words, colliding each other. One word which is saying, I define the rules, I let you participate under my condition, bearing in mind that 99% of the money is being done by the big guys. For example, if retail investors want to participate in a hedge fund, they cannot because there is an entry ticket. For example, you have to have at least, say, 10 million worth of capital to participate in a hedge fund investment. Can you do that? No, we cannot. We don't have 10 million to invest, right? So that's the traditional way of creating inclusion and creating the rules. While the new word, which is, the ones that is trying to help retail to be part of the game is, hey, we build systems and platforms that are active 24/7. We build system and platform that have no circuit breakers. We cannot stop you. It's your money. You go on Reddit, you go on Wall Street Bets Reddit, you educate yourself, you like it or not, you put your money, you lose your money, it's your fault. That's not bad in my view, okay? Because we give a chance to people to be wrong, but at least we give a chance. And obviously, as long as the risks are visible, I'm fine with that. I'm all in with this approach.
Interested. Thank you so much, for weighing in that right there. Now, Raj, Daniel here is talking about, cryptocurrency not being the future, right, but rather being the present. Now, given that this has actually given birth to the idea of tokenized stocks, are we seeing Wall Street now all heading to all streets, looking at crypto versus stock right here?
Yes, I agree. In fact, crypto, it is the present. We talk about cryptos. It is absolutely the present. We've seen the great rise of Bitcoin. People must have made money. People must have lost. It's volatile. But then volatility creates opportunities. And that's a risk we all take in any investments for that matter. Another way I look at it this way: as of right now, we need, and Daniel actually put up a good point there called education. That's one of the things we really stress out here when we talk about crypto or blockchain. Whether it's at the grassroots level, that is in the colleges and universities, or we stage or anywhere, we need to be educated, just like we need to be educated about the stock market. That is sacrosanct. Without education, it's just like we had the monkey decks in 1999 when we had Raven, the chimpanzee, picking out stocks by throwing darts. She threw darts on 133 different stocks. And guess what? She turned out to be the sixth best performer, money manager in the country. And she made more than her employee, guys, 300% returns. If a chimpanzee can do that, that's what they say, why can't we? And that was a chimpanzee trying her stunts. We are more informed. And that's where we should be. That's where the education aspect comes in. You just go and go all guns blazing right into the system and say, well, listen, guys, let me see if it's a hit or a miss. You've got to have a calculated risks. Calculated risks are the way forward in crypto or any other investments. But with crypto, with the lack of knowledge, a lack of a legacy, corporates all have a legacy. They raise money, put up stock, they raise it for a particular reason. Crypto doesn't. Also, crypto, you and I can create a coin. It's not very difficult. People are now going to get ideas why, which, when, where. That's going to be addressed all the time. We do a lot of programs in India trying to educate people in this space, and that's why, because it is the present, as Daniel said. It is not the future. The future will only evolve. We will have hits and misses. We will have profits and losses. But that's the way of an evolution. Right from the time of Darwin till now, you're evolving. And so is Bitcoin or crypto or any cryptocurrencies. It's there to stay. It'll be adopted by the West first, yes. The PayPals are there. Square is there. They're doing a lot of work. They're putting the systems in place to ensure better buying and selling processes, a little more rules and regulations. But it's there for there. And of course, even the CMEs put up the future exchanges. It's there to stay now. It's the present, and it's at ground floor stage right now. We're just going to go way up the elevator from here.
Interesting. Now, just continuing from what you just said, there has been this recent buzz, or the buzz around cryptocurrency basically has brought about this recent interest from big players here, the institutions. We've all seen the likes of Visa. We saw what happened with PayPal, integrating a cryptocurrency service. Now, it seems that this has been getting the attention of the big players right here. Looking at the amount of people that have started, engaging in conversations around the idea of cryptocurrency, now we're having central bank digital currencies. Daniel, where do you see this, leading everyone at the end of the day? Are we going to be seeing, Bitcoin, analysts saying that Bitcoin is going to be a universal means of payments in no distant time? Do you believe this?
So first of all, Bitcoin, since end of this year, that you've seen during the price surge, so has become a mainstream asset for institutional investors. And it's not me telling. Okay, this is something we didn't experience before. That's a huge validation. So, and Bitcoin, obviously, it's playing the main role to move the whole industry forward, even though the Bitcoin is not an efficient payment instrument. So because of the cost, because of the speed, and because Bitcoin right now, it's mostly, for some, is store of value, and for most, it's kind of an asset which increase due to the scarcity, increase in value over time, that eventually it might skyrocket in the next years, even more than what is today, which is $30,000. So in my humble view, is much more creating a truly decentralized ecosystem with a much better user experience than we have today, where there's no friction to include new participants to this ecosystem. So, and obviously right now, when I'm talking about decentralized ecosystem, I mostly refer to exchanges, so the assets for example, asset world of derivatives, lendings, and so on and so forth. So this ecosystem is already available and is massively shifting the traditional approach that has been followed so far in crypto. And at the end of the day, decentralizing finance, it means to create the so-called inclusion that has been longly discussed since many years. Because at the end of the day, in a decentralized ecosystem, anyone can participate.
Interested. Raj, looking at just what Daniel there has mentioned, do you feel that countries, need to still see more happen within the crypto space? You need to build trust. Daniel talked about validation right there. Do you think that there needs to be more validation, right, before we can see, more countries open their doors to the idea of embracing cryptocurrencies?
Yes, I think that should be, I'm quite clear that there should be more validation, and there should be rules and frameworks and standard operating procedures, and it should be within a certain compliance-based framework. Right now, most countries are grappling with a compliance framework, to say the least. Second, there is always the element of, we can't, do we trust this, do we not trust this? Also, the thing, people are very reluctant to change. It's very difficult. If I'm wearing my watch, say on my left hand, and I tell people, just take it around from tomorrow, you start wearing it in your right hand. People are, it's not going to be, it's going to still tell the same time, but it's always going to be the change which is going to be difficult. So we have to get a mindset change. We also have to have validation to back that mindset change. Mindset will not change unless there is a validation. And India looks up to a lot of Western countries for validation. Now, I don't say validation must always come from the West, but bottom line is that's where a lot of activity is. So yes, we all look towards the West and say, is it happening there? What are they doing? What's happening? Is it a scam? Is it being used for money laundering? What is it? There are a lot of confusions. If I ask a cross-section of people, for example, in India, 9 out of 10 will say, yes, we want crypto trading. That is in the age group of 18 to 25. The minute I ask the same question, anybody about 30, 28, 20, 30 onwards, they'll say, wait and watch. And if I ask the same question to anybody who's about 35, 40 and above, they'll say, no, we don't want it. It's a big scam. Then somebody will go to JP Morgan saying, oh, you JP Morgan called it a scam, not realizing that it's completely changed now. JP Morgan has changed its stats. But bottom line is, there are different segments, different demographies, which look at it differently. That's why I call it like an elephant with a blind man. Some feel the trunk, some feel the trail, some feel the legs, some the body, all come up with different points of views. So validation, yes, of course, is a very important factor. It's like a wait and watch policy. It's a policy to see whether it works, it doesn't work. Yep.
Okay,
yes.
You made a very good point, Raj.
Okay, Daniel, you want to weigh in on what Raj has said?
Yeah, I just want to make, he made a very good point about education and about, the meaning of money. So, people, when you explain what Bitcoin is, people a little bit, afraid.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm with you. You hear me? We've seen different phases, a whole lot of the different paths to cryptocurrencies. We've seen the era or the year of the ICOs, the IOs. We've seen the era of finance, which is DeFi there. We've talked about central bank digital currencies, the NFTs, non-fungible tokens. Daniel, I would just quickly ask you this. Do you think that we're going to be seeing more of tokenized stocks this year?
It's, tokenized stocks are in place since 2018. So to say, my personal view on the topic is that there will be much more tokenized utility onto onto the decentralized economy. And if these tokenized or other stuff, well, probably yes. But I would say we will see is the assets, equity into digital and into probably in 2021 the first cut onto decentralized exchange, I hope.
All right, thank you so much. It's been actually an interesting conversation with you both. Right now, we're going to be going on a very short break, and still to come, I start of India right now is that the India government are proposing a cryptocurrency ban, especially on private cryptocurrencies, and this coming, where is it coming out from, as well as the future of cryptocurrency in India, or cryptocurrency adoption in India. Macdonald, who built herself a mansion, share her story on how trading Bitcoin and Forex market changed her life.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petian with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia from Women